Welcome back to my mental health and crime channel. My name is Huda London. This is the case of the Idaho 4. May the 4 victims rest in peace. Condolence to the families, and may the correct justice be always served. This video went viral in the beginning. This was the memorial for the 4 students 2 weeks after the quadruples happened. It was said by the mainstream news that they believed this was Brian Christopher Koberger, the guy in the blue jacket. You can't clearly see because he doesn't turn around much, but let me play it.
He returned knowing that one of their own sits in jail 8 miles away, accused of 4 brutal slayings. This video is going viral on social media today with speculation that it's Koberger attending a heart-wrenching vigil for the victims held at the University of Idaho 2 weeks after the murders.
Could this be Brian Christopher Koberger at the memorial? It's really hard to tell. Could there be someone who looks like Brian Christopher Koberger? Could there be a duplicate of Brian? Someone who looks exactly like him, who did these horrific crimes? Or is this Brian? The hair color looks totally different. But you could have colored his hair. The ears and the shape of the face could look like Brian Koberger. Why would he come to the memorial at all? Could it be the fact that he's a criminology student and he just wanted to see what was going on? That he had interest for this case? Or was he actually involved? And is this actually him? Just a question. I'm not saying it's him. In fact, I found this guy to be very interesting. It's just my guts that tells me there's something not right with this guy. He looks very defensive the way he's standing. He looks awkward. I wonder what's in his pockets. The reporter was saying that this could have been Brian Koberger too. But this man looks totally different unless BK disguised himself. Well, I'm not saying that's what happened, but anything is possible. I wonder what he has in his jacket.
4 students at the University of Idaho, because there are new details tonight about the call to 911 from inside that house. ABC's Kana Whitworth in Idaho again tonight.
Tonight, as investigators continue to seek the public's help in solving the brutal murders of 4 University of Idaho students, police say multiple people inside that off-campus house were on the line with dispatchers when the 911 call was made. The call coming in just before noon, hours after police say Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogan, Shanna Kernodle, and her boyfriend, Ethan Chapin, were stabbed to death. Police say 2 roommates survived and that the 911 call came from one of their phones, but won't say who made the call.
When they woke up, that's when they noticed that they believed something was wrong. They called some friends, and the friends came over.
Authorities say the roommates were worried one of the victims had just passed out.
Were they able to see the roommate? Were they behind a locked door?
I'm not exactly sure the dynamics of what occurred inside the house.
The 2 surviving roommates were already in the house when police say the victims arrived home around 1:45 a.m. And tonight, 20-year-old Ethan Chapin will be the first victim laid to rest.
And David, still tonight, no suspect, but the property management company tells me this is a densely populated area of town. Hundreds of people living in this 1-block radius. So tonight, authorities remain hopeful that somebody knows something.
Multiple people were on the line to the 911 operator. So was the call made from 1100 Kings Road? Did the surviving roommates go there to make the call, or was it made from inside the house? There were multiple people on the phone. The 911 call, I believe, is what is going to blow open this case. Wonder what was said to the 911 operator and what was said in the backgrounds. How could it be possible that they thought a roommate was unconscious and wouldn't get up? They would have seen red liquid everywhere. It was a bloody crime scene. So what are the surviving roommates up to? The stories don't add up. And then we have the ladder here. I wonder if the ladder was ever involved, because I would assume that the police and the FBI would have taken the ladder immediately as evidence if the students house was accessed through the windows. They tied the crime scene tape to the ladder. So I don't think it's evidence. Where was Emily that day and Hunter? Xana was always with Emily. Even when the police came for the noise complaint, it was Emily who opened the door. Many people thought it was Bethany Funk. No, it was Emily. Where was she? And is she the one who lives in 1100 Kings Road, where the surviving roommates made a call from? Why did the surviving roommates choose Hunter? Was he part of the plan? Did he know something? Just a question.
Hello, my name's Hunter Johnson. Me and Ethan became best friends over the last year and a half we spent at the U of I. And since we became such good friends, I feel honored and privileged to even be able to share who he was to everyone here. I met Ethan during Fall Rush of last year, and if you don't know what Rush looks like for fraternity guys, it's you're coming in as a freshman and you're walking to 10 different fraternity houses and talking to 100 different guys, trying to understand all of them and see if you fit in with them. And I remember he was the first person I talked to during Rush that year. And I knew immediately that he was someone that I wanted to be friends with and someone I wanted to join my house. My first impression of Ethan was some tall, goofy kid that, looked athletic. And he was, because we played a lot of basketball during that time.
Why does Hunter have a black eye? Hunter Johnson, why do you have a black eye? That is bad. He can barely open his eyes. I knew that there was something always wrong with the 911 call. I know it's a funeral. It's a memorial. I don't expect to be judging his behavior. I was just about to say his whole presentation was not right. And I kept on wondering what was wrong with his eyes. But now we have it. You can zoom in yourself. This is bad. So Hunter is that the reason the surviving roommates called you? Were you involved too? What is happening? Jack D had injuries. You have injuries. Showalter we never saw because he left town at 2 a.m. I always knew there was something more to Hunter Johnson. I was always wondering, why did the surviving roommates choose you? This is not normal. Was this guy involved? Where was he? This is worse than what I found at the grub truck. I just found this out through analyzing his interview. And as a cognitive behavior therapist, I was watching his body language and his speech. It never made sense. It was lack of emotions. He didn't show much empathy. He never spoke something nice about Ethan besides saying that Ethan owes him money. Although it was a joke. The fact that he said that his girlfriend, Emily, and Xana had to run around picking the balls sounds too narcissistic for me. Hearing that is too narcissistic actually. Why are young females running around grabbing the golf balls for you while you're busy sitting and having a couple of beers with Ethan? And you made Ethan roam around too and work for you. Now please explain what's wrong with your eyes. Y'all see what I see, guys. Boom. And that is a proper boom. You need to explain yourself, young man. What's wrong with your eyes? I've heard from many people the chain he's wearing belongs to Ethan, but I'm not sure.
And you're walking to 10 different fraternity houses and talking to 100 different guys, trying to understand all of them and see if you fit in with them. And I remember he was the first person I talked to during Rush that year, and I knew immediately that he was someone that I wanted to be friends with and someone I wanted to join my house. My first impression of Ethan was some tall, goofy kid that, looked athletic, and he was, because we played a lot of basketball during that time. Unfortunately, the basketball wasn't enough to convince him to join my house, so he ended up going to Sigma Chi, but that didn't mean we weren't going to be friends forever. So one thing he told me, because he told me he was going to join Sigma Chi, he said, if I do that, you better not block me and ghost me on anything. And I couldn't believe he said that, because I just knew I wanted to be friends with him for a long time. He had such an infectious smile and a charismatic personality. And if you knew anything about Xana as well, they were very similar in how they acted together. Me and Ethan shared a lot of memories together. Usually at a party where me and him would be controlling the aux and be singing at the top of our lungs any country music song with 50 other people in there not saying a word, just us singing as loud as we could. Some of my other favorites that I had with Ethan also included Xana, and those were the times we spent on the golf course. Me, Ethan, Xana, and Emily, we went a lot over the summer and before summer. And you knew it was going to be a good time when we went golfing, when we had more drinks in our bag than we did golf balls.
His eyes don't definitely look right to me. There's something not right here. I know that he's mourning for his friend, Looks like he has an injury on both his eyes and his nose. Could he have been in a fight with Ethan? Or Xana? Let's not forget Xana had a lot of self-defense wounds. I found it always strange that Hunter and Emily were not there that night with Ethan and Xana.